The introduction of Delta One, their premium international business class service, marked a significant shift in Delta's approach to premium travel. Unlike traditional first class, where luxury was the key attraction, Delta redefined it with a focus on essential comforts and utility. Business travelers appreciated the direct access to lounges, priority boarding, and spacious seating designed for long-haul flight. Right now, while you're tuning into this video, it's crucial to recognize that a significant shift is occurring in the landscape of air travel. Passenger preferences are evolving, and the era of extravagant first-class travel might be on the verge of extinction, especially with a major airline like Delta Airlines leading the charge. In a recent analysis, reports suggest that first-class seating on some routes is dwindling, replaced by business-class models that emphasize comfort without the bells and whistles of days gone by. As we dive deeper into this topic, we'll explore the roots of first-class service, where Delta has risen to prominence, and why they may now find themselves at a complex crossroads. Buckle up. There's a lot to unpack. The rise and fall of first class. In the heyday of air travel, particularly during the late 20th century, first-class flying was synonymous with luxury. Passengers were treated like royalty, complete with plush seats, extensive meal options, and attentive service. Airlines competed fiercely to outdo one another, splurging on ornate cabins and exclusive offerings aimed at attracting high-paying customers. Renowned aircraft like the Boeing 777 and the opulent Airbus A380 became symbols of this indulgent experience, where every flight felt like an event rather than just a means of transportation. However, as we pivot into the present day, it becomes evident that those golden days of splendor appear increasingly obsolete. Today's travelers face economic realities, and many are opting for more cost-effective travel options, challenging the relevance of first-class seating in a world that increasingly prioritizes budget over luxury. The transformation of first-class travel isn't just about the seats or the complimentary champagne. It reflects a broader change in the airline industry and, by extension, the economy. To understand this shift thoroughly, we need to examine the historical context of first class, where it came from, and how it has evolved, or some might argue devolved. Historically, first-class travel began as a luxury. The idea was to provide an exclusive premium experience that catered to the wealthiest passengers. In the 1980s and 1990s, airlines introduced amenities that sounded extravagant even to hear about: gourmet meals, personal cabins, and even lounges inside the aircraft. Flying first class was like stepping into a hotel in the sky. Carriers such as Pan Am and British Airways set the standard with their luxurious offerings, often showcasing their best features on international routes, where the competition for elite customers was fierce. The introduction of sleeper suites, private check-ins, and personalized services created a divide in the flying experience that many were eager to pay for. Fast forward to the 2000s, and major airlines began reinventing their first-class offerings amid rising fuel prices and increasing operational costs. The advent of low-cost carriers started to reel in passengers who were once devoted first-class flyers. Airlines began to question whether the revenue from first class was worth the costs associated with maintaining such lavish services. Enter Delta Airlines, an airline that has always positioned itself to be a leader in both innovation and service. Delta's first-class experience has often set the standard when it comes to what premium travel should look like. With spacious seating, elevated cuisine, and attentive cabin crew focused on creating a memorable flying experience, Delta built its brand on a commitment to customer comfort. However, despite the offerings, recent years have seen Delta buzzing with changes aimed at responding to a transformed marketplace. With the introduction of new fleet aircraft and service options, the airline shifted the conversation from extravagant first-class experiences to a more utilitarian focus on customer comfort and operational efficiency. In the last few years, particularly influenced by the COVID-19 pandemic, airlines faced unprecedented challenges that forced them to reevaluate their business models. Delta was no exception. The push for efficiency meant making tough decisions about first-class seating, pricing and overall service offerings to align with current demand. Have you noticed an increasing number of Delta's routes that no longer feature traditional first-class seating? Instead, they are adopting a two-cabin model that favors business class over traditional first class on certain domestic routes. This strategy not only streamlines offerings, but also positions Delta to compete effectively against low-cost carriers that have surged in popularity. As we dissect the dynamics of air travel, it is crucial to understand the shifting landscape of consumer preferences. The emergence of budget airlines over the past couple of decades has paved the way for a new generation of travelers. Younger generations, especially millennials and Gen Z, are prioritizing affordability over luxury when it comes to air travel. The rise of low-cost carriers like Southwest, Spirit, and Frontier has shifted the expectations of average travelers. These airlines market themselves as providers of affordable fares, drawing in passengers who may once have considered first-class travel a necessity. The days of travelers considering their first-class tickets as essential luxuries have morphed into an era where comfort is sacrificed for value. This shift towards budget consciousness has only accelerated further in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic, fundamentally altering what travelers seek from their airline experiences. Travelers want options that align with their financial reality and increasingly favor upgrades that are seen as add-ons rather than integral components of their flying experience. As we all know, the global pandemic wreaked havoc on the airline industry. Delta Airlines, along with other major carriers, faced unprecedented challenges, with financial strains forcing them to reassess their operational strategies. In an effort to survive, airlines had to take drastic measures, methodically cutting costs and reevaluating lavish service options that had once defined air travel. During the heart of the pandemic, when passenger volumes plummeted, airlines like Delta scrambled to retain their staff and maintain fleet operations. Fancy meals and plush seating became luxuries many airlines could no longer afford. Delta's initiative to create a safe, no-frills service paid off to an extent. But it also laid bare the vulnerability of first-class offerings when faced with financial realities. Let's delve deeper into how COVID-19 specifically influenced Delta's stance on its first-class seating and service. With reduced demand for first-class seating, there was a noticeable shift towards models emphasizing profitability. The reduction of first-class options allows Delta to maximize their revenues on flights that may not support a full first-class cabin. Instead, they concentrate on enhancing their Delta Comfort Plus and Delta One offerings, products designed to provide more value at a lower cost than traditional first class. For example, Delta began enhancing its Comfort Plus seating with additional legroom and improved in-flight services. These offerings cater to both business travelers who are willing to pay for added comfort and leisure travelers seeking affordable upgrades to a more pleasant experience. What does this mean for traditional first-class travel? Some analysts argue that as airlines adapt to shifting market demands, we might witness an accelerated phase-out of first-class seats entirely on many routes. Delta's response: adjustments to first-class services. Facing this new reality, Delta Airlines has made considerable adjustments to its first-class services. In some cases, it has eliminated first-class seating altogether on select domestic routes. Instead, the airline is optimizing its fleet by increasing the number of standard business class seats while scaling back its first-class offerings. For travelers who prefer a luxurious experience, these changes might evoke disappointment. However, the reality is a shift toward practicality. For instance, a significant increase in travelers opting for premium economy as a viable alternative to the traditional luxury experience has been evident. Many choose to fly Delta's business class offering instead, where they still enjoy priority boarding and some premium services while not paying the inflated first-class fees. Moreover, Delta has introduced additional chargeable services in both business and economy cabins that permit passengers to customize their travel experience. This innovation caters to evolving preferences while maintaining profitability. What do Delta's customers have to say about these significant transformations? Some frequent flyers have expressed discontent as first-class seating disappears from certain routes, lamenting the loss of luxury experiences they once enjoyed. However, others have welcomed Delta's focus on enhanced Comfort Plus and business class features, appreciating their goal to balance affordability with comfort. In recent surveys, many passengers indicated they valued the overall flying experience, with adequate legroom and attentive service being the highlights. The willingness to pay for additional comforts is still present, but often tied to the perception of value for money. This trend has led Delta to fine-tune its promotional strategies, emphasizing the benefits of flying with them while hinting at the positive attributes of their revamped cabin layouts. While Delta has been making waves with its adjustments, it's crucial to analyze the larger industry landscape. Delta's competitors are also adapting their first-class offerings in response to consumer behavior and economic realities. For instance, American Airlines and United Airlines have also reported shifts away from traditional first class on certain routes, opting for enhanced business class services instead. Looking at airlines such as Emirates, which still maintain opulent first-class offerings on international flights, the disparity highlights regional influences and consumer expectations. In more budget-oriented airlines like Ryanair or EasyJet, first class is seldom a consideration. Instead, they amplify their strategies focused solely on providing low fares, drawing attention away from premium classes altogether. This comparison paints a clear picture. The airline industry is strategically refocusing its offerings based on financial conditions, customer demands, and competitive pressures. As we survey the horizon, what does the future hold for first-class travel on Delta Airlines and the industry as a whole? Predictions vary widely, but several trends have emerged that could shape the future of air travel. Many experts believe airlines will increasingly streamline their premium cabin offerings, concentrating more on a few higher-quality options than providing multiple luxury tiers. Delta's trend towards eliminating first-class seats on certain domestic routes aligns with this predictive model. As technology continues to evolve, there's potential for innovation that could redefine the perception of luxury in air travel. Virtual reality experiences, personalized services through apps, and even automated comfort settings in the cabin may become the new normal. Passengers are typically more inclined to pay for experiences perceived as valuable rather than just luxurious. Air travel in the future might prioritize enhanced comfort, excellent customer service, and seamless experiences rather than just a lavish space. While traditional first-class travel may face declines, airlines could pioneer new concepts that redefine premium air travel. For example, subscription models for flights may become popular, allowing frequent flyers to pay a monthly fee for a range of services across multiple airlines. Moreover, airports could evolve to provide a better experience before boarding the plane. Exclusive lounges with spa services, luxury dining, and personalized experiences might become more integral to what passengers expect from premium travel. As we've explored throughout this discussion, the landscape of first-class travel, particularly regarding Delta Airlines, is indeed shifting. The once coveted luxury of first-class flying is being tested against evolving consumer preferences, economic pressures, and a changing airline industry. The traditional model that placed first class atop the hierarchy of airline offerings is being challenged as both customers and airlines adapt to new realities. Delta's strategy reflects a significant response to these shifts, focusing on the essentials and value-added components that cater to today's travelers. So, as we wrap up, we encourage you to reflect on your travel experiences. Are you willing to trade first-class luxury for added conveniences or cost-effective solutions? The journey of air travel is changing, and we're all part of its evolution. As passengers, we hold the power to drive these trends, influencing how airlines choose to adapt in the future.